Well, welcome back, all my mini truckers, mini truckettes. Appreciate you being here, checking us out on this video. So here we are with the 1997 Suzuki Carry DD51T. The truck's sold, but yet we've got it in here with headlights out of it and windshield wiper arms off of it. And why? Because the guy wants to do everything to it that I was originally going to do to it. Cool. Let's do it. So the thing is, he wants a full Raptor bed liner done on the truck in army green. He's going to do a JMT Supermax lift kit, wheels and tires, a LED light bar across the headache rack. Literally everything I was going to do to this truck, he asked to be done to the truck. Instead of me fixing this truck up, originally, I decided to not, for two reasons. One, because I wanted to have a cheaper truck that was, a ways under the $10,000 mark. And if anyone wanted to fix it up over a period of time, you could do that. Or if you just wanted a regular little truck to put around on the farm or haul hay with, or something like that, it'd been a great little truck for that. Well, he wants to be out in the woods making a hunting rig, and he wanted the front and rear diff lock, the 4-speed with a high-low transfer case. That's what it's going to become. So I'm kind of excited to do it. I'm glad he said, let's go ahead and do it all, because I enjoy doing it. So, I should have just done it to begin with, but I decided to do a U62, and he almost bought the U62, other than it didn't have diff lock, and he said his terrain's pretty rough, and he'd rather have the diff lock and not need it rather than not have it and then need it type of thing. So it's kind of like an insurance out in the woods for him. So he's going with the Foursome 165/80/13 tires. I'm doing the La Strada wheels that we have on the website. And then we are doing a light bar, a work light. We're doing it up just like the way that I wanted to do it up originally. So I guess it'll be a pretty cool rig when it's done. I kind of started on it already. I should have waited. My camera guy said, make a video of showing your viewers and potential new viewers of how you do it. Make a time lapse and an intro to the video, and some time lapses of you tearing it down and getting things ready. Paint and everything will be in this coming weekend. So hopefully, if everything works out right, I can put this thing up on jack stands, pull the front suspension, and we can have this thing army green by the end of the weekend. Hopefully. We've got all month to do it. We have to have it to him before the 1st of September. So we've got all of August, which I plan on busting this thing out, getting it to him within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So ultimately, hopefully by the 20th of August, he can take possession of it. What we're going to do is do the big lift, do a rear bumper with 2-inch receiver, the light, stereo speakers, full paint, of course. I've already talked about that. Making an awesome little rig for him. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get into it, get down and dirty, bust my little booty, get this thing done, and hopefully it's something you can enjoy. Hopefully you guys enjoy videos like this, watching them. Let me know what you think. Bloop it down in the comments and let me know. Let me know on colors too. What colors do you guys think would be good on these? Because with the Raptor bed liner, the tenable Raptor bed liner, there's so many options. You could literally do any color. I thought about doing some bright colors, but a lot of the times people are out in woods, hunting, farming. You may not want a bright color. I guess get on the old interwebs and look at the colors that you can get for the Raptor liner and just let me know what you think. I don't know. There's so many options to go through, and you know, dark blues and greens and purple and lime green and bright reds, pinks. Just so many different things that we can do with the Raptor liner. We're making any color you want and have that awesome texture to go along with it. So hardest thing is prepping. I might do a video on how I prep the paint, how I prep the body, and going along with stripping everything off, taping and whatever. I don't know. You guys let me know what you want to see. When I do the lift, I'll probably, well, when I do the paint, I'll probably just take the front struts out and everything so I can get up in the fender well, paint all of that so it all just matches. It doesn't look like a half-assed paint job or anything like that. I'm going to do the frame rails so it all matches, it all looks good. So appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoy. Yeah, I'm going to get to it. You guys enjoy the time lapses, and we will see you at the end of the video. Hopefully with the end product, we'll go from there. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, so here's day 2. We've got everything pretty well stripped down off the truck on day 1. Really not much left to do other than start scuffing up the body and getting that done, getting it washed, getting it all degreased. When we're ready to paint it, it'd be nice, clean surface. So I guess come over here and put your peepers on it, and we will take a little cruise around it all stripped down, and I'll set you back up, do some more time lapse of starting to, I guess, scuff up the body. And I'll show you real quick of what I use as far as scuffing up the body. It's real quick, simple, easy way to do it. So all I'm using is this is like a buffer slash grinder. This is right here is the key to it. It's a, it's kind of like a wire wheel, except it's nylon. little nylon spokes all in it. And that is what gives us the rough surface. And this is the same type of wheel they would use in a professional shop when they do your bed liner. They'll use a nylon wheel just like this, scuff it all down, clean it, and then they'll apply the bed liner, and that's exactly how I do it. I've got smaller ones to go on a drill to get into tighter places. I'll just lay it back here because it's where I'll need it. Types that go on a drill. I got your traditional wheel to get into little tight spots. And I've got the round one as well. They work great getting to the little tight spaces and nooks and crannies where that big one can't really get into. So using a drill with these two works amazing. But it does it fast. It's a very fast process in comparing to using sandpaper or anything kind of in that realm of nature, prepping wise. So we'll get you over here, get you a peep of this thing stripped down, and what we've got left to do, pretty much get the body ready and do the lift kit, do some wiring, some lights. So let's take a peek. So you see I've taken all the window scrapers off, window seals, the mirrors, of course. I've got to take off this door trim, which is kind of a pain because of that right there. You can't really get these things off without breaking them, so you just got to pull the rubber off of them, and then we're going to have to fight getting them back on. So that's going to be fun. I've got door panels off. Dad took these off after I had left. So he did the door panels, and I think he yanked the radio, factory radio, out of it, getting it prepped for the new stereo to go into it. So I'm going to be doing all the door jambs. When you open a door, it's going to be all green. Right through here, I'm going to have to tape it off. I would like to maybe come over and do this wheel well just to cover up the bare spots here where the paint's been rubbed off. I might end up doing that, but our stamp for the chassis number, I don't want to cover that up, so may have to do something here. I'm not sure, but that's what I would like to do. So yeah, when you open the door, all the door jambs, all of it's going to be done. Inside the door, I'm going to tape off where the door panel would be. So pop the door panel back on. It's going to look all nice and green the way that the Mitsubishi turned out. I'm not taping, I'm not taping anything off here. It's all getting surfaced, prepped, and painted. So it's not going to be any white sticking out the back. We took the antenna completely out, so we don't have to worry about taping anything like that off. I have to tape these off, of course. I don't know, I might look at taking this nut off and pushing them in. I'm not sure yet. It sounds like that because this window's loose. There's no seal holding it steady. These are those white tabs for the door seals. I broke that one trying to get it out, so great. All this to get cleaned and prepped. It's gonna look nice. Took a razor blade and scraped off all the glue that held down these bed rail covers. They're probably not going back on because it's going to be bed liner, of course, so this is going to have a nice clean look to it. Tail lights are out of it, reverse lights out, license plate lights are out, all the rubber bumpers are out on this thing. I've got to take this one out. That one's actually screwed in, so whatever. We'll actually scuff the frame rail on this one and do it bed liner also. This truck's going to be up on jack stands as high as I can get it, so it's going to be easier to do that frame under there. Spray on, out of a can type of bed liner. So this is what I would use on the interior side of the frame rail. This stuff's really nice. Getting headache cracks, whatever plastics, it does really well on as well. So, it's good stuff. Yeah, we'll set you up here. I'm gonna get back to it. Again, appreciate you guys being here. Hope you enjoy. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the time lapse of me cleaning the truck. I've brought it back in here, laid out plastic like it's Dexter Morgan's kill room. That way we don't get a bunch of overspray over the floors and everything else in here. I've got everything masked off. Dad's working on getting the mirrors prepped so we can get those sprayed as well. Just pretty much use the frog tape, the real thin 0.9 mil plastic. I'll give you guys a little walk around of what it looks like. Just real thin plastic. It's great for masking off. So all these door jambs, everything you see white is going to be green. It's even hanging. I ended up doing a spray bed liner for the frame rails and underneath it. This Rust-Oleum stuff right here is excellent. If you ever use it, make sure you get the truck bed coating and not the rubberized type of bed liner. So I did all the fender wells, the whole frame rail, everything underneath there, black. We even did the plastic front bumper black in that same bed liner. So yeah, everything here's pretty much wrapped up. Getting ready to start mixing color in the Raptor bed liner. And we'll be spraying it here very shortly. I'll put you guys on a time lapse and let you see the color going on. Maybe the camera guy will show up while I'm doing it and he can walk around and actually show me putting color on it. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, being here. Let's get you on a time lapse and we'll start spraying. All right, welcome back, everyone. Appreciate you still being here. Hopefully you enjoyed all the footage of spraying this yesterday and getting it done finally, as far as the paint goes. Come around, take a look at it. It's turned out very nice. I've got the bumper, headlights, and stuff back in it this morning. Got all the masking off of it and all the plastic. We got Dexter's lab taken out of here, so it's a lot gooder. Dad's working on putting the rubbers back on the doors over here on the driver's side. And I'm going to start doing the lift kit. So we're going to pop the struts off of it. I'm going to add the Super Max springs, which are sitting right there. This is our Super Max spring. This fits 90s trucks. Let's see, Daihatsu, Suzuki, Mitsubishi. They'll fit 90s all the way up to 2013. Actually, I'll take that back. They'll fit all the way up to present. This is the longest spring for a strut. So Daihatsu S510, I believe, has the tallest spring. So it's made to match that as far as the length. Diameter, they're all pretty much the same. So like this truck here has a shorter spring on it. And what we'll do is we'll measure the spring, the factory spring, and get the closest measurement we can on this one. We'll cut this spring and put it on that strut. And it's, I think, a 300-pound Super Max spring. The spring alone will give it an 1.5 inch lift. So the regular 2-inch lift plus that will be a 3.5-inch lift. We'll have to do some inch pucks underneath the subframes for the differential and stuff like that. So we'll be getting into that. I'm going to do a video of how to cut your spring, how to get your old spring off and stuff like that. So we'll put a link in the description when we get that done. You can always check that out. And yeah, we're going to get this thing, hopefully lift it today and get all parts and pieces hopefully back on it, and then set her on the ground and see what else we got to do. I got to do a bumper on the rear, a few other things, but yeah, we'll give this thing hopefully today and tomorrow. It'll be done, and it'll be out of here, and then we'll have a bunch of footage of stuff that you guys have watched by now and hopefully enjoyed. So stay tuned, enjoy, and we'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back, mini truckers, mini truckettes. Hopefully you've enjoyed all the time lapses and video clips we've done in between. Start now. I should have done a little more, but I'm not a camera guy. So you get what you get, I guess. Anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about what we've done. We'll start at the wheels, tires, lift. So the 165/80 13 foursomes wrapped on the La Strada 13-inch aluminum wheels. JMT Super Max lift. It's a 3.5-inch lift kit. And we've done the bed liner. We've done light bar across the headache rack, LED work light. I've modified the headache rack to hold a spare tire carrier. And well, once we get a couple of parts in, this thing will be finished. The air conditioning started giving us fits right in the middle of building this. So it's unfortunate, but luckily it started doing it while we still had it. And it didn't happen to the customer, shortly after him getting it. So we're pretty much overhauling the AC in it. I don't exactly know 100% what happened with the AC. I just know it started blowing warm. I believe there's an obstruction somewhere within the system, so I'm just changing it all. I'm not even messing with it no more. New pump, new condenser, new evaporator core in the dash, new expansion valve. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation. Everyone I ask about what they think it could be, they say, "Oh, that's weird. I never seen that before." I said, "Well, I have. Now I got to figure it out." So we'll just change it all. Might as well, right? But other than that AC hiccup, it's been pretty good flow on getting it done. Timing belt, water pump, coolant flush, oil services, front to back. It's going to be an awesome little top-notch rig when it's done. And we're almost there. So once we get there, we're going to get this thing outside. We'll do a full walk around on it to end this video. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. I've enjoyed it. So stay tuned. Here in a day or so, in a few seconds for you guys, we'll be outside doing a full walk around on this thing, and maybe even do a delivery video. Who knows? So hopefully this weekend we'll be all situated. Everything that's in the bed will be back where it's supposed to be, which is just the AC parts. So stay tuned. Well, welcome back, everybody. Today is Thursday, the 21st of August. And Thursdays for me are always a very long day. I've already driven 600, right at 600 miles overnight. Michael and myself both. So Michael's the camera guy. He helps with parts and the website and socials and a whole lot of stuff. So we also drive for a living on top of doing this, which I don't ever stop. Neither does he. We work 7 days a week between this and driving. Enough about me. We've been facing an issue with this truck, and it occurred to us that it had this issue right in the middle of building this truck. So unfortunately, it started having AC problems. When I noticed it, it was right after I put the lift on it. Took it out for a drive just to see how it handles, testing everything. Had the AC going, and it blows. It was blowing cool at first, and then after driving it, it actually got warmer and warmer and warmer until it got to a point where it was blowing the same temperature as outside. I was like, maybe it's a little low on Freon or something, whatever, we'll check it out. But you know, normally in air conditioning in a car, once you start driving, get some air going through the condenser, get some air moving, it makes a difference in how cold it blows. So I wasn't too worried about it at first. And then we got it here. The gauges were good. So all the pressures were right on the gauges. So that was strange, a little concerning. I thought maybe condenser was plugged up. So I went ahead and bought a good used condenser. I got it here. I washed it out, cleaned it, made sure it was 100%, put it back in there, charged the system. Didn't make a difference. Still doing the same thing. Well, I had a spare air conditioning pump, so I changed out the AC compressor. It was a good used compressor. Still didn't do any different. It was still doing the same thing. And the weirdest thing it was doing was when you turn the AC off, the pump was spinning counterclockwise. So it was actually spinning backwards after you turn the pump off. So it had like, it was building pressure and then backfeeding. So it didn't make too much sense at first. And then we got to doing some investigation, looking some things up, and the expansion valve was the next thing that could have been the issue. Maybe the expansion valve was closed, maybe stuck in almost a closed position. So we got a brand new expansion valve, put it on, still didn't do any different. Take it back. It did do different. It blew extremely cold out of the vents for about 8 minutes. We thought, oh man, that was it. Thank God. Problem's fixed. We can move on. We can go ahead and button up a few things in this truck, get it out of here. Well, then the 8 minutes passed and it leveled out about 34, 35 degrees, which that's pretty cold. And then it started getting warmer and warmer. Next thing I knew, it was blowing 70 degrees back out of the vents. Now it feels like we went back 5 steps. And we took the box partially apart so we could see in to the box where the evaporator core is. It comes apart in 2 pieces, so we can actually see in through this side. And we could see the expansion valve and the lines. What it was doing was, I'll get a little closer, I guess. Expansion valve, your Freon goes in, goes up to your evaporator core. From here to here was icing over, while all the other lines on the truck were hot. So it's telling me that it's not circulating the Freon the way it should. So I've got a good used evap core. Here's the original, came off the truck. Here's a good used one I ordered in. And it came with the expansion valve, the original expansion valve. So I'm just going to plug the lines into it and see what happens. If it circulates, does what it's supposed to, then we're golden. But I want to step further. The pump on this truck, it looked pretty good. It looked like it had been replaced, which is also concerning. Maybe it had a pump failure in Japan at one point and the pump failure sent metal straight to the expansion valve and into that evaporator and plugged her up. That is my guess. So since we have been fighting this thing, we have taken every line off this truck. Every AC line on this truck has been off. We have cleaned it, cleaned out every line, and put O-rings, brand new O-rings in every fitting. So nowhere is there going to be a leak. We know the lines are clean. We know the condenser's clean. We've cleaned it out, inside and out. So we know the lines are good. We know the condenser's good. And I went ahead and bought a brand new AC pump. I'm holding about $400 in my hand, roughly, after shipping. So not only is he getting the good use parts to go along with it, he's getting a brand new pump just to be safe. Yeah, hopefully that is all the issue we're going to have out of this. So I guess what I'm going to do is put you guys on time lapse. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do first. Probably get the pump out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and swap the pumps out. And then I will put the evap core back in its box. Put the box back under the dash. And put a vac on it. And then we'll shoot some Freon to it. Yeah, I've got a couple cans of Freon still, thankfully. Which, that's another thing. I've spent a lot of money on Freon. So that's good. For nothing. Yeah, I'll put some money in this AC system. Trying to get it working. It adds up real fast. Especially when you got a $400 pump. So that's great. But it's for the customer. You know, that $400 pump there, every part that I've put in this AC, that's coming out of my profit. So it is just, that's the way it is. If we got to make it right, and that's what we got to do. We got to make it right. So I guess I'll get started on it, get this thing swapped out, and we'll start putting all the dash back together. So hang loose. We'll get you on a time lapse, and we'll start going through this thing. Okay guys, so I got the evap core back into the dash. The box is put back together. It's setting in there and mounted up with one screw just to do what it needs to do. Once I get a vac pulled on it and it's holding a good vacuum, I charge the system and it does good, then we'll go with mounting the rest of it back up. Until then, I'm not going through all that painstaking angles and all that crap just to see if it works or not. I've got it together enough to see if it's gonna blow cold or not, and I guess we'll go from there. I've got the gauges on it. So we got the gauges on it, it's pulling a good vac. Let's flip the pump off. See if it's gonna hold. So it is holding a good vac right now. We'll let that pump keep running, get all the air and maybe any moisture that might be into the lines, get that out of there. As you can see, I got the brand new pump on, belts installed. And I've got the box in the dash sitting in there, mounted up with one screw. Just make sure she's going to do what she's going to do before I go through all of that and mounting all the screws back up into the hard places to get. So yeah, that's that. I didn't show you guys the tire rack yet. So I've got the spare tire carrier mounted on the headache rack. I added this. It's a 1x2 piece of square tubing. I welded it on each side of the headache rack, and it's on there to stay, guys. She ain't going nowhere. That is a nice little light. I found these. They have the little power switch on the back, just like the factory light would have a power switch on it. So we didn't have to run any switches or any extra wires. So all you got to do is just hit the switch. That bright ass light comes on. It's all ran nice and neat. Big lights on top. The red wire we have to run to the battery, and then the ground, the black one there, we're just gonna mount it to the ground right there underneath the dash and put the floor mats back in. Once the AC is done, this truck is out of here. That is that. So appreciate you guys sticking around yet again. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like these Japanese mini truck and doing Japanese mini truck stuff. And this is the Suzuki DD51T. Once we get this vac done, I'll start the film back up and see what happens. All right, everyone, so I've had it sitting here running for about 5 minutes so far. Our gauges are right spot on. Cold line is actually cold. Well, I know you can't feel the vents, but you can see a thermometer. Sorry about the shaky hands. I've been up all night. So 33, 34 degrees. I believe that's pretty frigid. Well. What we have here, 2 Army Green mini trucks sitting on big lifts. We do. So Dad came in yesterday after work and he finished putting all the dash pieces back together. I put it together enough to see if the AC would work. And it did. And I had been up for a very long time. So not long after we got the AC working, I took it for a little spin up to the gas station, filled it up with gas, came back and horsed around a little bit and went home. Both of these trucks are going to be delivered tomorrow. I had planned on delivering this truck a week and a half ago, but the AC was not being very cooperative with us, and it, had to be pretty much overhauled. So that being said, overhauled AC, fully serviced, timing belt, water pump, tune up. I've checked the valve lash. All that stuff is good. Mechanically, this thing is sound. Turned out to be a really nice truck. I planned on doing all this to this truck to begin with. And he almost bought that one, but he wanted diff lock and AC. That one didn't have either one. This one did, but it was untouched. And he said, I want this truck to look just like this one. Get it to me before September 1st or 2nd. And, well, today's the 21st, I believe, 22nd. So we're a little early with the deadline, which is always great. I'd like to have been a lot earlier, but that didn't work out because I've got other things that I got to bring in and fix. But it's done now. It's over with. This guy's going to have an awesome DD51T Suzuki Carry. He added this spare tire carrier that I've got my hand on that I'm holding up right now. He wanted a spare because he was going to be out in the woods. I mean, it's always good to have a spare, regardless. But he wanted a matching size tire and everything. So I have a tire carrier that I mounted onto a 1x2 square tubing that I mounted onto the headache rack. So now he's got the matching tire. We don't have a matching wheel, unfortunately, because he bought the last 4 that my warehouse had of the Lestradas. Other than that, he wanted the big light up top, and then he wanted an LED work light as well. So we've done both of those. He also wanted cup holders, stereo, speakers, the GPS speedometer that goes up on the dash. He wanted one of those so we don't have to think about how fast he's going. It just digitally tells him, runs off satellite. They're pretty cool. If you don't have one, I recommend getting one. But the cool part is both of them are getting delivered. He didn't buy both of them. His very close friend bought that one. And it's going to be in Indiana at his lake house. So it's going to be doing yard work, cruising around the neighborhood. He might even, I don't even know if he has something to pull with it, to go dock or anything, a small boat or jet skis or something, but he could, because both of these trucks have the rear bumper with a 2-inch receiver. Both of them have the JMT Super Max. This is the 3.5-inch JMT Super Max with the progressive springs on the front. That one has a 5.5-inch lift Super Max with the progressive springs. So they both stand up really tall for what they were originally. Especially this one, that 5.5-inch lift made this truck almost or right at as tall as I am. The Suzuki, I guess you could make it bigger, but it has plenty of ground clearance. It's actually got more ground clearance than the U62, even though it's a 3.5-inch lift versus a 5.5. But anyway, both these trucks are gone. They turned out great with the Army Green Raptor bedliner on them. This one's been a process trying to get the AC going. We've got it because we pretty much replaced the whole system, cleaned all the lines, did all that good stuff that I explained yesterday. He did add a seat, bench seat to the back of this one. So it's bolted to the bed. It actually folds up, so if he's hauling something in there, it's kind of in the way, he can fold it up flat or remove a couple of pins and take the whole seat out pretty easily. He can haul around kids, grandkids, whoever. Now it's a 4-seater, and it's got seat belts on that seat as well. U62s are my truck of choice because of the big cab, the comfortability of them. I like Suzuki's, I just don't fit in them very well. But they're both wonderful trucks. They both got about the same miles on them. That Suzuki has 60,000 kilometers. I believe this Mitsubishi has 70,000 kilometers. So a 10,000 kilometer difference between both trucks. They both have the same wheels. These are the Lustrada wheels that we have on the website, wrapped in the 165/80/13 foursomes, 8-ply, nice heavy duty tires. These came out to be pretty amazing trucks. This one, we had to add clearance lights to the roof because it's so freaking tall. It's also got LED light bar up on the headache rack, and I believe, no, this one didn't have a spot for a work light, so it does not have a work light. This one does. So this one is equipped with everything the customer wanted exactly. You know, it was like a fresh build. He gave me the instructions, and we went at it. So I appreciate all you guys being here, viewing this whole video. If you haven't yet, like I said earlier, make sure you subscribe, give us a like, comment, and tell me what you think about the Army Green. Do you guys like the way it looks on these trucks? Because I do. What other colors do you think would look good on these trucks? Because there is a plethora of different colors and shades and all that good stuff that's able to be done with the Raptor. Anyway, we are going to wrap this up. Appreciate everybody being here, of course, like I said, and we're going to get these trucks delivered tomorrow. 2 really good friends are getting 2 really nice trucks that are the same color. So it's pretty cool to see. If you guys are watching this that own these trucks, I appreciate both of you. And if there's anything you guys need for these things in the future, you let me know. We are always there for you. And as always, keep the mini trucks trucking and the wheels rolling on these things, and we will see you on the next one.